What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday evening, night, wherever you are. I decided to do a little bit of a later stream today. Let's see if we have some West Coast folks in the building. So today, what we'll be doing is recapping SPY. I have a few questions that I want to answer for some members about adding the indicators to your chart, as well as scaling out. We're going to look at Tesla and Uber as well, and we'll look at the futures market and get ready for the rest of the week. So if you're ready, my friends, let's step into the war zone. So first and foremost, let's do some shout outs. Ahmed, CDP, Trading Wars Army, Sumant, Deepak, Briggs, Trading Wars Army, Fort, Finishes, Greg, Trading Wars Army, AM, Designs, Andy, Corey, Reggie, Robert, Q Element, Ian Brown, Trading Wars Army. Good to see you guys. Todd, Trading Wars Army, what's going on? Bill, D. Robinson, Michael, Martha Lewis, Trading Wars Army. Good to see you. All right. So let's get right into this today. So the first thing that I want to do is talk about adding the indicators to your chart. I had a question from a member and I decided I'll just show everybody on stream. So this link right here is for my Trading Wars Golden Indicators. I'm just going to post that in the chat. So for the Trading Wars Golden Indicators, these are my free indicators. All you have to do is you click on the link, and when you scroll down, you'll see something that says add to favorites. So right now you could see it says remove from favorites because I already have it added. So if you don't have it added, you just click add to favorites. Then when you go to your Tradingview chart, you're going to go ahead and hit the indicators, and you're going to go to favorites, and then you're going to be able to see what you have saved. All right. And if you're in the Discord and you want the premium indicators, so they're going to be under paid indicators and tools. And you'll see right here, we have the Nirvana and the golden indicator premium. So the premium ones have alerts. They can send to your phone, send to your dog, send to whoever you want. All right. So there we go. That is that quick question there on adding indicators. And then I'm going to talk about scaling out profits. I'm going to talk about scaling out profits on the Tesla trading opportunity today. And then I'll teach you guys how to do that. So let's go ahead and let's break down SPY today. Okay. So right here, boom. So here's a replay right there. So first thing that we need to understand this week is we have a short week. Thursday, the market is closed, and Friday, the market has a half day. Okay, so that being said, sometimes when we have these shorter weeks, it could get kind of choppy. And that's just something to be aware of. There could be chop, and because of that, we have to trade accordingly. So one of the things I like to do, and today what I did was size down. I don't want to be oversized or over leveraged when I know there's a potential for chop, especially that the first candle today, if I go to the 3-minute, the first candle today actually opened inside of the range. Oops, I went forward too quickly. One sec. So whenever that first candle opens inside of the range, it's a signal for me to be careful. So you can see right here, there's that first candle, right? So if we look at that here, we are pretty much opening near where we closed, not too far off of it. And anytime we have a neutral opening like that, it makes me think that we can be choppy, because remember, no one is in real danger. If we gap down over here, there's a big danger for the bulls. If we gap up, there's a big danger for the bears. But because we're opening inside of these two yellow lines, I automatically say, okay, we could be choppy. Let's be careful. So hit me with a 1 if that makes sense. So that's the first thing, is kind of understanding where we are in the range and what the market wants to do when it's in that range. So my go-to plays here, my fibs, my triggers. So let's go ahead and set up the trigger. So our trigger for today, our short was 39352. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw that, and I'll show you why that's very important. So we're going to go ahead and leave that right here, 39352. That's our line in the sand. So if this line breaks, that's when I want to short. Okay. So that's my trigger. So we're going to leave that right there. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch over to the 5-minute chart. All right. And the first play we took today was a Fibonacci play. Okay. So the first thing here, guys, is let's just look at this candle. So this was the first candle of the day. And we can see here on this candle, we have an extremely big wick. And this candle, right, at some point, the bar was all the way at 395.82, and we pushed all the way down. So what kind of pressure is that? Is that bullish pressure or bearish pressure? What do you think? So hit me with a 1 if bullish, hit me with a 2 if bearish. So what do you guys think? So obviously, if we look at this, right, if we visualize this, this candle was all the way up here at some point. So it was all the way at 395.82. But as we closed within the last few minutes, we ended up all the way at 394.78. So that right there shows us there's a potential algo looking to short. Okay. And those are the little clues that we like to look and read the price action to give us an idea of how we want to trade this. Okay, so the next thing we did right here, we went ahead and we drew up our Fibonacci from our high to our low like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and put on the basic level here. So what we're looking for, guys, is that 618. So we're looking for the market to come back to the 618 like so. We want it to come in here, and then we want it to sell off to continue in the direction of the downwards motion. And the reason we want it to come back to the 618 is because we want to get a deal. All right. So this is our sweet spot, right in this on the 618. We want to get the market to come back here so we can short. We don't want to short down here because we don't want to chase the move. We want to wait for it to come back so we can get a 61.8% discount of the first 5-minute bar. Okay. How do we execute that? So again, we wait. So you could see the next candle makes a new low. So all we do is we just move our anchor down. Okay, so we move our anchor down. We wait for the pullback. Now the pullback starts coming in. There is our 618 rejection right there. And to be honest, guys, this looks extremely bullish, right? But we know with the fibs, we're using those hidden levels of support and resistance. And we know we had this algorithm short right up here. So we came up here, guys. And if we zoom in here, this is a pretty crazy trade today. So if we zoom in, the high of the opening bar was 395.82, and the high of this pullback was 395.80. So 2 cents away from the high of the day. Okay. And then we sold off hard. All right. So that was a pretty good morning Fibonacci to start the day. So there was one issue today that I noticed when we were trading on the futures market. So here's the futures market. So you could see at 9:30, this was the same candle that I just showed you. However, on futures, the high of the day was broken. Okay. And that was a little bit alarming to me because I don't know if it was a Tradingview glitch because SPY and futures are basically the same. They're both the S&P 500. So I wasn't sure why that broke, but anyone that used SPY, whether you use the options or shares, you would have been you would have stayed alive in this trade. Anyone that did futures were stopped out, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna investigate to see if this is a Tradingview glitch or if this is actually something that happened across multiple brokers. So we will see. All right. So hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. That's the first trade. That's why it's always important. I always tell new traders, keep the stop loss at the high of the day when you're first learning to trade because it gives you enough cushion for protection. A lot of the times you'll see things like this. Okay. All right. So now the next trade that came was the short trigger. So the low of this candle was 393.54. So just 2 cents above our short trigger. Next candle comes in, hovering right above our short trigger. And this is what I like to see. I love when we stop right above the short trigger because the more we can consolidate in this area, then break, the more likely we are to at least retest the previous day's low. Okay, so let's watch this now. So we come to the short trigger, we put in a little bit of an inside bar, then we put in the Nirvana. So the Nirvana is that pattern I showed you in the Discord. This is the premium pattern, the Nirvana, the blue one. And then from there, we continued sideways, and there's our clean break right there. And then there's our follow through, push back again for a little bit of a retest, and we went sideways. And then finally, guys, we actually came down there. Okay. So it wasn't the cleanest. It did take a little bit of time, but I was looking for the previous day's low to take off a lot of the position. And luckily we tagged the previous day's low. However, after that, guys, we just came right back up. So I wasn't able to hit any big targets. I was able to scale out some at the previous day's low, but that was pretty much it. The rest of the position got stopped out. So we took a chance there. I could have probably put the stop loss to break even as soon as I saw this candle come in, and we would have been able to lock in some profits and just walk away. But I was hoping, based on these patterns, that we would sell off a little bit more. And this further confirmed to me today that this week can be very choppy if we don't get some movement tomorrow. And I really think tomorrow is going to be the key day. All right. So from there, the next trading opportunity we had was the afternoon leg. So we take our fib from our high to our low like this. And then the same thing here, guys. Now we're looking for that 618. So we came in, tagged our 618 right there, and we immediately sold off. So anyone that's scalping, so I'm going to put the full levels on here so you can see. If you want to scalp it, this is what you do. So you take your 618, you take it back down to the 382. That's a typical scalping pattern that I like to do. The 618 and the 382 is basically the other is the opposite of the 618. Okay. So I like to use the 382 if I'm going to scalp it, hit it hard, 618 back down to 382. Otherwise, again, keep your stop loss at the high of the day. And then you can see over here, we ran into the 786. And you can see all the rejections here. We pushed into the 90. And again, by keeping your stop loss at the high of the day, guys, we were able to stay in that trade. So if you average down here, so if you average into this play, definitely profitable trade. Or if you wanted to scalp it, both were good opportunities. No home run plays today. Nothing exceptional that was, just a big home run. Kind of little pieces of the pie, little scalps, but kind of expecting that because, again, of the Thanksgiving week. And that's okay. So we'll continue to look for opportunities tomorrow. All right. So that was the recap for SPY. Hit me with a 10 if that made sense, my friends. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move over and just look at the daily chart here for SPY. And I just want to do a quick analysis. Okay. So the last move that we had here on futures and SPY, I really want to take some time to analyze this with you. Okay. And if we go back and we look at the bigger picture, right? So if we go here to the weekly chart, we can go from the bigger picture, and we can take this last swing high up here and bring it down to this low. And, as we usually see, the first time we touch a 618, we reject, right? So we could see it right here. We tag the 618 and we reject it. Is this going to be a huge rejection, or is this just going to be a little bit of a pullback and then we continue higher? We don't know. But we know that the 618 is definitely an area that can be a major resistance. So that's exactly what we had. We ran into the 618 on the 14th of November, and we haven't been able to get through that yet. Okay. On the other hand, if we go down to the daily chart, we have these 618s on the long sides. So if I go from this low to high, you can see we tagged the 618 back on the 17th of November. And if I do a micro bullish leg, if we go from this low, so this is the 618 on the daily, and this will be like a 618 on the hourly. So if I go to the hourly, I could show you that clearly. You see that, guys? So this is how you do, top-down analysis. I'm looking at all the possible situations here. So we have double 618 for the bulls, and we also have that 618 on the short. So we're in a lot of fibs. There's a lot of algorithms that have positioned themselves in these trades, and I definitely think we're gonna blow. Whether it's next week or not, you could just see the price action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of going sideways here, basically. And this usually leads to explosive breakouts. So what we're gonna be looking for is cheap option plays. I like the option plays because we can swing trade those with lower risk, because we can just put in and lose the premium maximum if we want. So I'll be looking for some nice little option plays. Let's see how the price action plays out tomorrow, potentially that we can swing. And I'll be sharing those in the Discord and on Twitter as well. All right, so just hit me with an 8 if that makes sense. And just to remind everyone, the last time we had a big swing trade on the weekly was this outside bar, and we went long once we broke the high of that outside bar. So, still in the profits here. I personally think that until we really break the low of this outside bar, that's the only time where I think there could be huge selling. I definitely think there could be selling happening, but huge selling, I'm talking about selling, like big weeks of 50, 100, 200, 300 points down. I think this is my line in the sand. So I'll be watching that. Okay, so on to the question. I had another Discord member ask about scaling out and how to do that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go to Tesla. And Tesla is one of those plays that you can use the strategies every single day on Tesla. You can use the orbs, you can use the fibs, you can do everything that we normally do. All right. So let's go ahead here. Again, we'll draw the high, we'll draw the low. There's Tesla. First 3 minute bar here. Let's take a look. Comes in, we gap down. Okay. So right here, this is a very important candle because you could see we retested the previous day's low. So the first setup right here, guys, is an opening range breakout on Tesla. That's our general big strategy for whenever we have a big gap down. So you can see we gap down, we gap below the low. So first thing we can do is a 3 minute opening range breakout. And then after that, we pop right back into a Fibonacci right there. And then we come and we sell off. Okay. So notice how we did not break the high either on Tesla. So we have a nice fib here, high to low, right in here, stop loss here for protection. You're good to go. So how do you actually take profits? So the easy way that I like to do it is we mark the high and the low of the previous day's range, and we just double click here and we put it on full. And then what you can do here is use these as your targets. Okay. So I like to take profits. The majority of my profits usually come in this area. Okay. So between the 272 to the 618, you want to scale out 50% to more of your 50% or more of your position. And once we start crossing through the 272 and when we start entering the 50%, I like to put my stop loss to break even if we caught near the high of the day. And you can just use these targets for your scale out. How you want to scale out, guys, is a personal preference. So you could see right here at the end of the day, we went all the way to the 100% extension. The 100% extension is a very low win rate, but it's the highest possible return when you're using a Fibonacci measured move. So this win rate here is probably only about 30% or maybe a little bit less. But when you hit on this, you can make 10 times your money. So don't always bank on going for the extreme ones. Start scaling out from the 272 downwards. The bulk of your position, 50% right around here. Get the stop loss to break even, and then you can leave some for later in the day if you want to take that. So that's what I like to do personally. Okay, so that is taking profits. The other thing you can do is use the intraday trading legs. So if we go here from low to high, you could see we had this morning fib just like we had on SPY. And what you can do again, you can use the morning leg Fibonacci and do the same thing. So 272, 50, 618, so on and so forth. So that's my answer on scaling out. All right. Had another question about Uber and how to use the 50% retracement. So the 50% retracement is what I like to use in the afternoon leg, in the morning leg as well, but I need a confirmation candle. I don't take the 50% by itself. I want to see some type of confirmation. So today in Uber, if you go into the Discord right here, we can go over to the Fibonacci live channel here. So we do stocks every day. Uber was our highlighted pick today. We like the price action on Uber. So I'm going to go ahead here and draw the Fibonacci from the high to the low. Right here, this is our afternoon leg. So you can see we tagged the 50%. Okay. And with the 50%, if you notice on the 50%, we have an outside bar. So the outside bar, so any bar, outside, inside, Nirvana, Holy Grail, those are good confirmation bars. I love outside bars on the levels as well. Those are very strong. So that's, my friend, is how you use confirmation candles. Okay. That's also in the book right here on page 48, candlestick confirmation. Okay, so I think I answered all of the questions. Hit me with a 6. Was that helpful? Did that make sense? So I think tomorrow is going to be a really big day. I kind of consider today like an inside bar, an inside day, because if we look at the 5-minute chart for SPY today, you'll notice that we only broke the previous day's low. We didn't break the previous day's high, and we broke the previous day's low by a few cents. It wasn't a big follow through. So if we look at this daily chart right here, guys, we could pretty much consider this candle almost like an inside bar, similar to the one on November 16th. So with the inside bars, what we look for the next day is explosion volatility. So I'll be looking for that tomorrow. All right, guys. So what I want to do now, let's go ahead and do some scans for tomorrow. So what are the top picks that we're looking at for tomorrow? So right now on the blue raindrops, let me just take this one off here. So on the blue raindrops, we have Bank of America, which is one of my hot plays. I love to play Bank of America. Very tight blue raindrop with an inside bar. So Bank of America, looks really good, really hot, ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So I'll be looking at Bank of America. If we go ahead here and let's look at some holy grails, see if there's any. So we have these stocks. I don't really trade any one of these, so I'm just gonna pass. Look at the Nirvana. Nirvana, we have Etsy. Etsy is one of my favorite stocks to trade. I used to swing trade Etsy a lot. So you can see that Nirvana pattern inside, outside, very, very powerful. Look at this one on Etsy, inside, outside on August 16th. Had a massive sell off after that. This doesn't mean it's going to sell off, but what it gives us is a good pattern to play off of. So if it breaks the upside, we'll go long. If it breaks the downside, we'll go short. We'll be ready to play both sides. So this is a really rare pattern on Etsy. Okay. So check this out, guys. You can see we had another one down here, which had a little bit of a push down as well. So if you guys are interested in getting my scans and my indicators on Trendspider, I love using Trendspider for scanning. It's very simple, very quick. I love it. I'll post some plays in the Discord. I'm going to post some plays on the Twitter right after this call with you guys here on this YouTube's live session. And use code TWZ30 for 30% off if you want to join Trendspider at checkout, or let them know if you're part of Trendspider already, you want to join my affiliate, and they will send you all of my indicators and my scanners for free. All right, guys, as always, tradingwars.com. Check me out. We'll be trying to hit it really hard tomorrow. Right now, guys, if you get any one of the 3 books, you get 1 month for free. This is the Fib book. Really goes through everything. I talk about the fibs, the bestseller, and then the S&P 500 options mastery book is very, very good as well. It has the opening range breakout strategy in there, triggers, Fibonacci, pretty much everything we do. You can grab the book, get 30 days for free, get the indicators for life, or you can sign up right here on the main page. Otherwise than that, I want to thank you for your time. And yeah, right now in the futures market, we're just pretty much doing nothing. We're just going sideways. So nothing is really developed right now. No gaps, nothing to really look at. But I'll be keeping an eye on this overnight to see if there's any momentum going into the open. And I'll post that on Twitter. I'll post that in the Discord as well. Thank you guys for your time. Please leave a comment on your way out. You have a chance to win a giveaway. Hit the subscribe button. And let's keep it going here, guys. And let's see if we pick up a little bit. I would love to get a very volatile day tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great night.